So you finally decided that you think you're ready to purchase one of these Scat Packs, Hellcats, or maybe even one of these older Dodge SRT8 vehicles with the 6.1 Hemi. However, before you go and do that, I ask that you stay and watch this video because I'm going to give you 5 things that you should highly consider and think about before you purchase these cars, as well as a bonus tip I'm going to give you at the end. If you're going to purchase one of these, what you need to make sure you do. So starting with number 1, we have maintenance. Now, although these Dodge Hemi engines are super fun and they are a blast to drive, you do have to pay to play a little bit, as they say. You need to remember that at the end of the day, these are performance cars, and with that comes a premium price tag on just about everything you can imagine. For example, this car takes 7 quarts of oil for an oil change. My fiance's Toyota RAV4 in comparison takes less than 5 quarts. I also did a video for you guys recently where I explained to you we had the spark plugs changed. This car has 16 spark plugs that need to be changed when the time comes. Those Brembo brakes that everybody knows and loves, they're expensive. Look up the price for some Brembo brakes as well as the rotors. It's not cheap. These are all just examples and some of the things that you're going to have to keep in mind when purchasing one of these SRT vehicles. And on a side note, these cars a lot of the times are very, very heavy. Whether it's the Challenger, Charger, this 300, you get up into the Grand Cherokees or the Durangos, they're heavy vehicles. And what that means is you have a lot of weight added onto those suspension components, specifically in the front where the engine rests. Pair that with obviously spirited driving, people taking these things into the corners at speed. You're putting a lot more strain and stress on those suspension components, which is why you see in my video I did previously, I actually have a tie rod that's loose that needs to be replaced on this car on the passenger side. It's all stuff to just keep in mind. Now, if you take anything from this video, if it's not the maintenance or if it's not my future points, at least hear me out and listen to me on this next point. Number 2 is the insurance for these cars. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of you guys don't even think about this, especially you younger guys. You know, you're not even considering it. You're just thinking, oh, once I buy the car, before I drive it off the lot, I'll call and I'll add it to my policy. It's all good. But it's not all good. Now, as it is, these cars are already considered sports cars, muscle cars, so on and so forth. So there's obviously going to be a premium already for that. But on top of that, we know Dodges and how often they get stolen and how much thieves love these cars. They get stolen and targeted a lot. So insurance recognizes that, and because of it, they even hike it up more. Now, if you're a younger guy, maybe you got some tickets on your record, speeding in the past, you're under 25 years old, it is going to cost you to have full coverage insurance on these cars. And when I say cost you, I'm talking you could be paying upwards of $300 a month to pay for insurance on these cars, to insure one of them. So before you're doing your calculations and you're thinking, okay, well, I could swing the $900 payment a month, I got some cash to the side for the maintenance, keep in mind that you might be shelling out an additional $300 a month on top of that finance payment you already got. And number 3 brings me to this point, of course, the gas station. We talked about premium maintenance. We talked about premium insurance prices. Number 3, premium fuel. Now, obviously, a lot of you guys already know that these cars require premium fuel, but the point I'm trying to make is that you really need to consider how much driving you're going to do in this thing, as well as how you're going to drive it. All that stuff is going to play a role in how often you're visiting the pump here to get 93 pumped into this baby. And obviously, it could run you. Some of the guys are paying $100 a week just in gas to commute in these cars if you're daily driving them. So I know you already know it and you think you know it, but until you actually own one and you're like, oh, damn, I'm throwing in another $80 into the tank of this thing, I'm already out. Or I had to run around and do errands and now I'm already down to a quarter tank. I need to fill up again. That is the reality of owning one of these cars. So you need to be prepared to spend money. I mean, it's not unusual for people to be spending $100 plus a week on just fuel for these cars. That's $400 a month right there. And that's probably on the low end. Some of these guys in Durango Hellcats and the bigger, heavier stuff with all-wheel drive are spending even more than that. So please take a mental note, consider it. It could run you a significant amount a month, and it kind of just is one of those things where it creeps up on you. You don't really think about it. So think about that as well. So now that we got this baby fueled up, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of start cruising this thing, and I'm gonna go over my last 2 points as well as that bonus tip or point that I promised you guys. All right, so number 4 is going to be the attention that these cars attract. Now, obviously, it goes both ways. You're obviously gonna have a lot of guys that see the car, they appreciate it, they say, you know, nice car, whatever, and it's good. But on the flip side of that, there is also the bad attention these cars get. Now, I spoke a little bit about this when I went over the insurance, but obviously these cars are highly sought after cars for thieves. They're very easy to steal because of, I'm not going to get into it, just the flaw with Dodge on the newer models, and it's a mess. But regardless, you need to know that obviously these cars are targeted cars. There's a lot of people that they leave their car out in the grocery store parking lot, and then they come back and the car's gone. And that is a world of hurt for a lot of people. It's just the reality of owning one of these cars. This being, you know, the older model with a key ignition, I feel a lot more comfortable with it. But the newer ones, obviously with that push to start, that's the thing that they're able to mimic. They get the key and boom, they take your car, smash your window, and they're gone in 30 seconds or a minute. So that's something to also consider. Let me do something for you guys real quick. Time to go back and get some gas. But yeah, that's the 4th point. You guys gotta beware about the attention these cars bring, and you might have to go ahead and install, you know, aftermarket security measures if you get one of those newer cars, whether it's a kill switch, or I know CompuStar makes upgraded advanced security things you can get so that they can't mimic the key. It's all stuff that you might have to shell out even more money because you need to protect your investment. So keep that in mind as well. And last but not least, number 5 is the modifications with these cars. Now, once you get your hands on these, you're going to want to do stuff to it, whether it's exhaust, it's a tune, it's an air intake, you're going to want to wrap it. There's just things and different stuff that, like, you don't think you're going to want it, but once you get one of these cars, you're like, oh, I kind of want to upgrade the exhaust. I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to do that. So be aware. It happens to everybody, but it's something that down the line, you're going to want to tinker with this thing. You're going to want to spend some more money on getting it and making it yours, which is like the whole point why a lot of people get these cars anyway. We're all car guys at the end of the day, and we just want to make things our own and put our own touches on it. So keep that in mind for your 5th point there. You're gonna want to spend money. You're gonna want to tinker with this thing. So if you're handy and you're able to do these things yourself, that's great. If you're not, you're gonna have to pay. You're gonna have to pay for labor as well as parts, for exhaust, for, you know, people to install or do tunes on it and everything else. So keep that in mind. So we are currently finally back home, and it leads me to my bonus tip now that I promised you guys. My bonus tip to you is that if you want to buy one of these cars, it's great. But I highly, highly suggest that you get or keep another car, a daily driver, a beater, something else. This car, I do not daily drive this car. I take it out on the weekends. If I get off work and I'm feeling up for it, I'll take it for a rip, go for a little cruise, whatever the case may be. But I do not daily drive this car. I could if I wanted to, but I just choose not to. I daily drive this. What you see here is my 2002 Oldsmobile Bravada. It is beat up, it's rusted, it is not pretty, but it gets me to and from work basically every day, Monday through Friday. And by not daily driving this car, I obviously save quite a bit of money on gas. I'm not going through my brakes as quickly. I'm not having to do oil changes as quickly. All the other maintenance that you typically encounter with daily driving and putting miles on it, I kind of, spread that out. I'm not going through tires all the time or anything like that. So it's something to highly consider. I know a lot of people are like, well, I could trade in my car. I could sell my current car and I'll use that as a down payment for a Scat Pack, which yes, you can, but I highly recommend, even if you could find something on Facebook Marketplace, a Honda Accord, a Toyota Camry, a Corolla, something that's cheap, $2-3 grand that you could buy to keep as a daily driver and not have to consistently rely on only driving some Hemi or supercharged car every day, I think it will save you a lot of trouble as well as money down the road. Yes, you're going to have to pay for insurance and maintenance on that other car, but anything is going to be cheaper than insurance and maintenance on one of these vehicles, as we already talked about. So that's going to conclude my list for you guys. 5 things you need to know before you buy one of these babies, as well as that bonus tip I promised you. If you enjoy my content, if you want to know more about this specific car, this SRT8, go on my page. I got plenty of videos already with this thing, and we are going to be continuing to push out content with this. So subscribe, drop a comment. Let me know if you got anything I missed or any other tips you want to include. Drop a comment. Let me know. And as always, we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.